They were just kind of your average, just, they didn't fit in there. Columbine High School at that time was very cliquish. This was before all the anti-bullying stuff started in our schools. And Columbine High School was, if you weren't one of the in kids, it wasn't a good place for you to be. These two guys weren't in the in crowd. So they got a little harassed there. And they kind of separated themselves. And a group of these kids kind of got together. And they wound up calling themselves the Trench Coat Mafia. Because they wore these long black trench coats or kind of like duster type jackets all the time. They lived up in Colorado. It was cold up there most of the time anyway. But they were the Trench Coat Mafia. They just kind of hung out together. They played video games. The video game of the day that they loved was Doom. That was like a first-person shooter game that we talk about now. The kids go there and play all this Call of Duty and all this stuff they play online. And this was when the internet was fairly young. Law enforcement wasn't monitoring the internet. And these kids were on the internet, setting up a website where they could play with other friends on the internet. And they started blogging about it. It's a very violent game. Tell them I said hi, whoever that is. It's a very violent game. And some people say that it predisposes their to violence. So I don't know if all that works or not. I don't really care. But the kids were doing this stuff. On their blogs, they were starting to put some threats out there. So making some comments. Making comments about their high school, people they go to school with. And as it progressed, it got more and more detailed and more radical in what they were saying. These kids had been friends for a while. They hung out together. One of them kind of had a little bit of a mental illness and was on some medication. The other one was not. They both got in trouble together. They both got arrested for burglary of a motor vehicle, juvenile probation, went through all that stuff together. Got a little bit of counseling, some little anger management stuff, but no substance abuse counseling. They didn't do that. But they stayed together. They stayed friends through all this stuff. They started journaling. They writing journals, and this was all found after Columbine. They talked in their journals about what they wanted to do. The Oklahoma City bombing occurred. When they attacked Columbine, it wasn't a school shooting. They wanted to blow the place up. They were trying to have a bigger explosion than Oklahoma City was. In their journals, they talked about how they were going to do it. The fire station nearby and set it off. They put time on it because that was a distraction. They wanted law enforcement and fire while they attacked the school. But more importantly, what they had was this. They had 99 IEDs, bombs, pipe bombs, propane tank bombs, all the stuff they found on the internet. They learned how to do this stuff, and they built these bombs. They wanted to blow this place. The day they go to the school, they take both their vehicles. In the trunks, they have loaded all these bombs, all this stuff. They've got both vehicles rigged to blow with more propane bombs on timers. They're in the parking lot. Their goal there was to hurt who? All your first responders showing up because they knew where they could be. So they wanted to hurt the fire, the EMS, and the police as they responded to the scene. So their cars were set on timers to blow up after the event. They get out of their cars and they meet outside the cafeteria just before. It was like 11 a.m. The first bomb was set to go off at 11:14 a.m. They go into the cafeteria. These propane tanks are wired with explosives, setting in duffel bags. Nobody notices them coming in with this stuff. They set it down in the cafeteria right before they ate lunch, which is like 600 students who eat at 11:15. They set them right next to a support column like this. Above them, it's a two-story high school. Above it's a library. The explosives experts said if that bomb would have detonated, it would have took out the column and would have probably killed every kid in the classroom because the second floor would have collapsed on top of the lunchroom. They would have had as many as 600 casualties that day. The bombs in the school failed. They did everything right except they cross-wired it. And when the timer got there, it was wired backwards and it didn't detonate. That's how lucky we are not to lose 600 students that day. All right, so the bombs didn't go to the cafeteria. There are kids that have already gotten their lunch. They're going outside to eat. It's a pretty day in the spring. And they encounter some of these kids outside. They pull their guns out. Some of the witnesses say, I thought it was a senior prank. I thought they were filming a video or something. I didn't know what they were doing. got guys with guns coming in. What are they doing? What are their intentions? They're there to hurt you, right? We need to get, that's called denial. And we're going to talk about denial and how it affects us, how it slows our reaction down. We got to get that denial out of the way quickly, and we got to move on with our plan. So the kids aren't sure what the heck's going on, and they start shooting. Then they work their way into the cafeteria, and they continue to shoot in the cafeteria. They make their way up into the library area upstairs, and they're shooting more people. They set off several bombs. Some start fires in the school. The school's starting to fill up with smoke. Is that a problem for our people? Yeah. Absolutely it is. We've got people injured by explosives. We've got numerous rounds fired. We've got numerous people shot and down. And the police are coming. It was a bad, bad day. All right. We're going to play a video. This is a 911 call from one of the teachers that are in the library. Her name is Patty. And she's going to call 911 and listen to how panicked she is. I will tell you the 911 call taker is doing a great job. She's trying to calm her down. She's trying to find out where she's at. Who's the suspect? What's he look like? Where is he at right now? And she gives her some advice along the way. She does a really good job. But we can learn some of the stuff from this, what they did, what they had planned then, and what turned out. We're going to talk about later and things that we can do in this event to make it better. This may be very hard to hear, guys. A lot going on there, wasn't there? Was she panicked? Stress is kicking her butt right now. She is in overload. There's not a lot she can do. She's basically at the point where she can't get up. She's not going to leave that table. She's not going to go to that door to help lock the door. She is stuck where she is. She is panicking. The 911 call taker did a good job. Ma'am, calm down. Okay? Calm down. We can set the example. If there was a situation here today, we'll show some stuff here in a little bit, but if a couple people standing up and encourage everybody else to be calm, the group will tend to be calm versus panicking. If 3 or 4 people get up and start panicking, that panic tends to spread throughout the group. So if we can kind of calm her down, maybe she can keep the kids calm, and we can get some kind of plan of action to help save these people here. Now, as you know, she said the police were on the scene. At one point in time, the 911 operator says, hey, police are on the scene. You're going to be okay, they're going to be right there. We were on the scene, and the shooting was still going on. But as you know what happened that day, we were on the scene, but we were outside for a long time before they made entry. Not anymore, it doesn't work that way. We get there, we're going in. We're coming to get you. All right. When the press brief went out about this, I told the Sheriff's Department, please tell you no children today. This is an adult conversation. We're talking about some adult subjects here. And this stuff, we're going to show a couple of videos, and they're very vivid. There may be some stuff in here that's unsettling for some of you. I'm going to give you that warning up front. If you don't like it, you don't want to see it, you're welcome to step outside. We'll get you back in when the video's over. But I wanted adults in here, grown-ups, so we can look at this problem, we can look at it together, and understand the world we live in. Alert put a video in here that was a reenactment of the Columbine shooting. I'm not going to show it. You don't need to see a reenactment. And that reenactment is very vivid. It is very disturbing. I get a lot of complaints on it. But it's not the real thing. So I'm going to show you something, my guys, it's going to be the real thing. Because I want you to see what it looked like that day, what they went through, so you can be prepared if it ever happens to you. Telling you about it doesn't really prepare you, does it? But if I can show it to you, you start to understand the carnage that happened in Paris last night. What it must have looked like in that theater with 100 people shot and dead. All the ones that are wounded. If you can hear about it, like we know there's crime in our society, but by God, when it happens to you, it changes the way you look at stuff. When you see it, it changes. So we're going to show it to you. So if anybody has a problem with it, you're welcome to step out. But I want this to be as honest and forthcoming a class as it can be. This is a short video. It's got some more 911 audio from the call center. And I will tell you, this is going to stress us as an agency. We are going to be overwhelmed in our 911 center when these calls come in. Are we going to get one call, maybe two? No, we're going to get hundreds of calls. Hundreds of calls. We don't have the staff, the people to handle those calls. So now you call 911 and you get a busy signal. Is that a problem for you? Yes. We're working the problems. You may not be able to get through. Dallas, in Austin, and CNBC's calling. Contact with somebody there at the Sheriff's Department to have a spokesman talk to us, tell us what's going on, tell us what you're doing. How many casualties you have? They want to get on the news. So now they're blowing up the phone calling 911 here in Jefferson County. We don't need that crap. That's just taking up more of our time and our resources, but it's something that we have to deal with. It's going to happen. So understand that you may be in the situation and you call 911 and get a busy signal. We know what's going on. We're working it. We're already talking to half a dozen other people. So understand, we have some problems that we have to deal with here too, and we talked about that yesterday with the law enforcement officers, some of the issues that we're going to have, the command and control of the situation, organizing EMS and fire, and trying to get all those people to work together to solve the problem. What if we had to deal in pairs 6 at one time? You can see where we're going to get overwhelmed very quickly. So this is the problem. This is the cafeteria. Look how densely populated that area is when the bomb should have went off. See the panic setting in? One of the bombs going off. Here's one of our shooters. There's another one.